It's the 31st of October, the end of the month. For most people, it is salary day. But if you work for the US government, there's a good chance you're not getting paid. The world's biggest economy has run out of money. It cannot even pay its own staff because the US government has shut down. This shutdown has entered its 5th week. That means no salary for more than 1 million US military personnel, thousands of air traffic controllers, and even some lawmakers. They may not get their paychecks. The US Department of War, that's America's defense ministry, has been forced to accept a donation just to cover salaries of the active troops on the front lines. We're talking about a $30 trillion economy that is struggling to pay its bills. Here's how America got here.
America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and now broke as ever. The world's biggest economy can't pay its own workers. The US government remains in shutdown. For tens of thousands of federal employees, payday has come and gone, with nothing in their accounts. Let's start with the military. The Trump administration says it will pay troops today, using what it calls a mix of funds, a patchwork of leftover Defense Department money and emergency legislative reserves. The cost of paying America's active duty troops each pay period, about $6.5 billion per month. But this week, the Pentagon accepted something extraordinary, an anonymous $130 million donation to help cover salaries. That's roughly $100 per service member. Critics are calling it unprecedented and unethical. They say a global superpower shouldn't have to rely on private charity to pay its soldiers. Vice President J.D. Vance says the White House is doing what it can. He told lawmakers the troops might get paid today, but not everyone may get a paycheck. The reason, he said, a very bad hand dealt by the Democrats.
Congressional Democrats seem to want to keep the government shut down, even though it would mean that a lot of you would not get your paycheck. But as I told the president just a couple of days ago, I said, sir, we have got to figure out how to pay these Marines, both for their sake.
But beyond the politics, the numbers don't lie. A donation worth $130 million barely scratches the surface of a defense payroll worth $600 billion a year. For thousands of troops stationed overseas and on the front lines, it's not about politics, it's about rent, bills, and survival. The pain is spreading across America's workforce. Air traffic controllers, the people who keep the skies safe, have now missed their first full paycheck. Nearly 11,000 controllers received payslips this week, with a balance of zero. They're classified as essential workers, so they still have to report for duty, even when they're not being paid. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says another missed paycheck could be financially catastrophic, and many aren't waiting to find out. Across the country, air traffic controllers have taken second jobs. They're driving for Uber, delivering groceries for Instacart, waiting tables, even tutoring on weekends, just to stay afloat. The system was already under pressure. The FAA is short by about 3,000 controllers. Now, the strain is reaching a breaking point. Inside the White House, officials are warning of what comes next, a nationwide air travel meltdown. Vice President Vance says, if the shutdown continues, it could be a disaster.
Look, it could be a disaster. It really could be, because at that point you're talking about people have missed 3 paychecks. They've missed 4 paychecks. How many of them are not going to show up for work? These guys are doing heroic things to make it work as well as it possibly can, but every single person that I talk to a word, they are worried that the delays are going to reach a point where it makes it very, very hard for the American people to fly.
He called their work heroic, but even heroes have limits. Every missed payday erodes the safety net that holds America's aviation system together. the people guiding planes through the skies are doing it while juggling second jobs, debts, and growing anxiety. For now, air traffic remains mostly smooth. Flights are still taking off and landing, but the risk is rising. Fatigue, stress, distraction, all in one of the most demanding jobs in the world. Officials say a single misstep could cause chaos or worse. So here's where America stands today, the world's richest nation asking for donations to pay its soldiers, its air traffic controllers, unpaid but still on duty, and its government paralyzed by politics. This isn't about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about people doing vital work without pay. And it raises one haunting question. If America can't pay its own workers, what does that say about the world's most powerful economy?
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.